Football Talk. I'm your host, Fredo. Today we got the whole crew in the building. We got that boy DC, we got Jerron, we got Steven in the back. So what's up, DC? How you been today, homie?
I'm doing good, Fredo. How about yourself? Another one in the books, man.
Another one, man. Another week in the books. Jerron, how about you, homie? How you been, man?
I'm good. Excited to talk about these games.
Yeah. All right, man. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed, man. So the divisional rounds are finally wrapped up, gentlemen. We have quite a few interesting games right here. I would like to say that all games were pretty good except for one. One was a blowout, which we'll get to that. You could say it was a good divisional week, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, is there anything that caught y'all's attention or this weekend on these games? DC?
I think that's good. I was glad to see that for the Chiefs, Chad Henne was able to drive and put some points on the board. That could have been a huge turning point in that game if they would have had to give the ball right back to Jacksonville. But the fact that he was able to come in that little while Mahomes without and put some points on the board, that was huge for them, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Jerron? What's one thing that caught your attention over these divisional games, man?
Really, it's like how the home teams kind of either performed or didn't perform.
Yeah.
In the divisional round is kind of surprising, but yeah, no, it was a fun competitive weekend of football.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that caught my attention from this weekend is the divisional weekend is that don't sell your AFC championships tickets ahead of time until you win the games.
There you go.
But that right there added some fuel to the fire right there. So that being said, gentlemen, let's start off with the first game on Saturday. We have the Jaguars at the Chiefs. Final score 20-27. The Chiefs come up and win this one. Real quick, game leaders. Let's start off with the Jaguars side. Lawrence, he threw for 39, completed 24, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The top rusher was Ethan Jr. with 10 carries, 62 yards, and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Jones with 5 catches, 83 yards. Now to the Chiefs side, Mahomes, he threw for 30, completed 22, 195 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now your top rusher from the Chiefs, Pacheco, 12 carries, 95 yards. Your top receiver with 14 carries was Kelsey with 14 catches, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. That being said, let's go to some team stats. Jaguars, Jaguars total yardage, they had 349. Well, Kansas City had 362 turnovers. Jaguars had 2. Kansas City had 0. Time of possession, Kansas City with 35 minutes and Jacksonville with 25. That being said, gentlemen, 27-20, final score. Kansas City wins this one. DC, what are your thoughts on this one, man?
Very interesting game. Like I said earlier, that Chad Henne was able to basically come in and save the day.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, he's on his way up. He's gonna be all right. I didn't think he was gonna turn out as good, but I think right now, just seeing the last couple of weeks the way he's performed, Jacksonville they got their guy. And as far as next for the Chiefs, they got to put all their eggs in one basket this coming up week, man, and just pray that Mahomes is going to be okay. Because if not, it's going to be a bloodbath come up.
Yeah, they're saying that his injury is a high ankle sprain.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know if y'all catch any of the footage. I mean, not the footage, but the replays of it.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty bad, man.
Yes.
It was really bad. Jerron, so what are your thoughts on this game, man?
There's going to be a theme going out throughout this weekend that I kind of just looked at. The teams that won ran the ball better. So Trevor Lawrence, 39 attempts. That's a lot of attempts.
Yes. Yeah.
They had 19 attempts on the ground. But it was a big deal how, like you said, Henne came in because he actually put a touchdown on the board.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. There wasn't a turnover. Yeah. It wasn't a quick 3 and out. Right. He actually put some points on the board, and Doug Peterson was like, I mean, the guy. He asked him about it. He's like, I mean, the guy scored a touchdown. What do you want me to say? We gotta look out for him too. But I think it was just a missed opportunity by the Jags. Yeah. You got a hobbled Patrick Mahomes, and they just didn't do enough offensively, in my book, to where they put pressure on him. I mean, it was a close enough game, but you gotta make Patrick Mahomes be the old Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you sold out offensively, he would have to keep that fast break mentality, and he became a pocket passer, and we know he's still pretty good at that though. But hell, Isaiah Pacheco, 12 carries, 95 yards. Kelsey came up big.
Yes.
So I still think even it depends on how the Bengals defend, but Kansas City's still dangerous.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't discount Andy Reid.
Yeah, absolutely. So we right here as I'm checking, man, like Jerron just brought up a good point. Whoever has the best running game won this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing right here that at total yardage, both teams have 144 just in rushing. Both teams.
Right.
But the only difference is the carries. Now, Kansas City had 30, while the Jaguars only had 19.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you kill more time when you run. You just run the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and when you throw the ball, you stop the clock.
Yep.
You know, when you got an incomplete. And absolutely, man, that's a great point right there, Jerron. DC, you got anything more on this, man?
Not much, but had Mahomes not got hurt, I think that rushing number probably would have been closer to 19, 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, because they had the point, they didn't have no choice for the most part.
Yeah.
But like you say, the running game travels through all kind of weather. So that's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. That was crazy because Chad Mahomes, he threw 7, completed 5.
Chad Henne.
Chad Henne. He threw for 7, completed 5 for 23 yards, man. So he was maintaining the ball pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say for a full quarter, for the second quarter, basically that was all him, right?
About halfway at least.
Pretty much. Yeah.
About halfway, yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead. Okay.
No, go ahead.
Want to kind of look at the losing teams. Where do they go from here?
Exactly.
I'm kind of excited to see what the Jaguars become.
Yeah.
They add who they get from Atlanta?
Ridley.
They add Calvin Ridley.
Yes.
So that's even more of a college type feel. They were close to getting to the AFC Championship game already. Right. And then Trevor Lawrence started looking like a number 1 overall pick towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see where they go. I still think it's only up from here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with ETN as far as the 3-down back, or if they're going to bring somebody else in to carry that first and second down and bring him in at third down. I don't know if he's going to be quite big enough to shoulder that workload to carry the ball 20, 25 times. He's done it a couple of times, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that for a sustained period.
Yeah, so how do you think the coach from the Jacksonville Jaguars did this season? You think it took him a while to bring up the team to the likings of the plays of he likes to run?
Yep.
Because I feel like the Jaguars, half the season, man, they're like, they were just playing decent.
Yeah.
It's not till December, really. They just light up a switch and, man, like they were playing off the wall, man.
Yeah.
Overall, like, how do y'all feel about the Jaguars team going into next season?
Like Jerron said, the future should be bright for them. The problem is they're in the AFC, where it's bright for a whole lot of young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But they finally bought into what the coach was putting out.
Yeah.
And it caught up at the last of the season. And so if they keep this up, they should be okay. They're going to have some money to spend. They spent a lot of money in the offseason, but a lot of those contracts was short 1 and 2 year contracts other than Kirk.
Right.
A lot of those were just big money, but only a short period of time. So they're going to be okay in the future.
Yeah, all right. Jerron, you got anything on more?
No, I think offensively they showed up. they got down a lot, so that's not going to happen again. Where they're going to just keep coming down from 17 point leads. But their future's bright. Let's get some more defensive pieces, so you don't have to do the fast break offense like they have been. But look, at least AFC South.
Yeah.
There's no team that they competes with them in my book.
Yeah.
As of right now, unless something drastic happens in Tennessee, I think the Jaguars have a huge lead on the AFC South, and for years they're set up to keep coming back to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is their time to shine, really, man, because as we know, the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans as well, trying to figure out what pieces to add in their team. I feel like already Jacksonville is ready to win right now. They're going to get better, if anything. So I can see them for the next couple of years taking over that division, But, you got to put them some good pieces in there. Maybe add one more wide receiver. Well, no, but they get Ridley, yeah. So if anything, maybe add defensive players.
Yeah, defensive.
Yeah. But other than that, man, the future looks very bright for Jacksonville, man. And so I'm glad to see that. Even though they're in my division, I know I don't want no other team to do good. But what makes if my division gets harder, that means my team can put a better product in there. And they're like, oh, yeah, we could just go with bare minimum. Yeah. But, I want a competitive division, and so I can hopefully bring up the other teams around it as well. DC, you got anything more else?
I'm good.
That's it.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We have the Giants at the Eagles. Final score 7-38. That's an ass whooping right there. Eagles win this game right here. Let's go to some game leaders. Let's start off with the Giants side of the ball. Jones, he threw for 27, completed at 15, 135 yards, and 1 interception. Top rusher was Barkley with 9 carries, 61 yards. Top receiver was James with 7 catches, 51 yards. Now to the Eagles side of the ball. Hurts, he threw for 24, completed 16, 154 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now to the top rusher was Gainwell with 12 carries, 112 yards, and 1 touchdown. Man, have a day. And his top receiver was Smith with 6 catches, 61 yards, and 1 touchdown. Team stats. The Giants had 227, while the Eagles had 416 turnovers. Giants had 1, the Eagles had 0. Time of possession, 24 minutes for the Giants and 35 minutes for the Eagles. That being said, the Eagles win this game 38-7. Giants did not show up in this game. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Like the Giants sent the replacements out there or something. And Hurts looked like midseason form. The numbers just don't stand out. But the fact that he was able to get out there and be on the field, it changes so much for the defense. Yeah. It's so difficult to guard against what he can do. So 3 touchdowns, but he only threw for 154 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. But he looks to be okay right now. The Eagles look like they were about week 12, 13, and they're moving right along. They're going to be really difficult to deal with in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. It's funny you mentioned that, DC. Just in rushing, they had 268 yards.
That's what they've done all year, man.
Man, you got Gainwell, you had Sanders, you had Hurts. Even Boston Scott was out there with 6 carries for 32 yards.
And that comes from actually Hurts being able to run that RPO offense that they run. Yeah. He's done it so well. He knows when to give and when to keep. So that's what happens when you know what you're doing.
And that's why their time of possession was 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Jerron, what are your thoughts on this game, homie?
That was pitiful. Yeah. I was getting confused as all the praise to Daniel Jones. I mean, last week I kind of came in and said the Vikings defense was the cause of why Daniel Jones looked so good. The Vikings secondary was trash. But it totally flipped this week. It's kind of like this is the Daniel Jones we've been seeing, and it was over immediately. Yeah. The game, I knew after the first touchdown, I was like, it ain't working. This game is done.
Yeah.
They look lifeless. They look frustrated. I don't know. It's just everybody was puffing up this team, and I think they're gonna have to start spending money.
Yeah.
So, and we'll see what they become next year. But I didn't get the praise they were getting for this whole last week. I thought it'd be closer, but from Philly, 44 team rushes. They ran the ball 44 times. Yep. And a lot of times people say, oh, when you got a big lead, you're rushing. But they rush to get the big lead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then on the Giants side, 20 rushes total. 9 from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So if you're the Giants, are you going to pay Saquon Barkley?
That's what.
Because as the season went on, Saquon Barkley was more of a misdirection. Or a receiver.
Uh-huh.
If you pay him to be a running back, you got to give him more than 9 carries, my man. Or 2 catches too. So he had 11 total touches this game, and
82 yards total with rushing and receiving.
Yeah. But from the Eagles, they just came out like a juggernaut. Their offensive line was like, this is the first offensive line highlight tape I've ever seen, because everywhere they're just showing the Eagles O-line throwing the defensive players around, like Kelsey one hand slam Dexter Lawrence, and they're just, every time they pulled, I was like, man. So they put out an offensive line highlight, which was pretty cool. I don't know if it was the Giants just were flat. Maybe the Giants as a team, kind of predictable. They're going to do those short passes. They're not going to stretch the field. They don't have the talent to stretch the field. So it was a talent discrepancy. Plus, the Eagles had time to rest, time to scout. So I don't know if it's just a juggernaut Philadelphia team, or were they kind of picking on the wounded Giants. I guess we'll see next week, but I kind of feel like it's somewhere in the middle. The Eagles are a good team. It's a divisional rival, so they know this. They know the Giants really well, but I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are 38-7 points better, but they showed it that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. So big question mark for the Giants moving on. We don't know what they're gonna do with 2 of the top players, with Barkley and with Jones. Do y'all think they go sign Jones for an extension, or they're gonna let Barkley walk, or vice versa? They're gonna keep Barkley and let Jones walk.
I think they're gonna keep Jones. I think they will. Yeah. I don't know what the option's gonna be. Yeah. That's how they're gonna have to look at that. What's gonna be your option? Yeah. You draft another one, let him walk. Well, but I think they're going to sign him. Yeah. Now, Saquon, I don't know. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's only carried the ball 9 times, which for some reason I don't get at all. And back to the running game with the Eagles, man, it shows how much they actually really ran when you look at Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. He only threw the ball 27 times. For a team that's down 31 points, you should have way more passing attempts than that. But the Eagles held the ball and then give them opportunity to throw it. So that's another big thing that the Eagles can do.
Absolutely, man. By the first half, it was 28-0.
Yeah,
you know, and then in the third quarter, the Giants scored a touchdown. And in the fourth quarter, Giants didn't do anything. Eagles put up 10 more points. Yep. That's why the score is 38-7, man.
Yep.
So how about the Eagles, man? How confident do y'all feel with the Eagles moving on to the championship rounds? Do you think they could do the same thing with the number one defense coming in?
It won't look nothing like that.
No.
Either one of these teams can win, but it won't look. This game shouldn't look nothing like that.
No, what I'm saying, like the consistency is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, like the Eagles are. I feel like they're a balanced offense. Mm-hmm. They can either run or they can pass on you.
Yeah.
it depends on the game plan as well. But as we see right here, man, they picked up the weakness of the Giants side of the ball, and just like, man, let's just run the ball on these boys.
Yep.
And let's be honest, they got a gift playing the Giants.
Yeah.
Like out of any team, that's the team they wanted to play because they've been toying with them all year. To be honest.
Yeah.
Going forward, what happens when we actually make Hurts throw? We don't know. The throws he was making some nice throws, but it wasn't must need 3rd and 8s.
Mm-hmm.
They were in control
the whole game.
Can the 49ers get them behind the sticks and be like, hey, you got to make a throw on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. They're going to lean on that running game, and it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
It really.
Yeah.
With the Giants, I'm going to go back to the I think Daniel Jones gets a contract. Anything over $30 million is embarrassing. Like in New York, they got their hopes up. They've been riding Daniel Jones' job. Well, let's see if y'all pay him like what y'all said. Anything over $30 million a year is ridiculous. I think Saquon. I think they walk him. I think they let him go somewhere or trade because obviously Dayball doesn't feel like they need a pounding running game,
right?
Because they got the part. Why didn't you use them?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And it's not just this game. It's the last half of the season.
Yes,
he's been a underthought.
Yeah.
So or afterthought. So maybe Barkley walks. They pay Daniel Jones, and we'll see how they go from there.
Yeah, we'll see. Good point, Jerron. Like I could see the Giants letting Barkley walk, keep Daniels, maybe sign him to a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
Like Jerron said, if it's over $30 million, you're overpaying.
Yeah.
If you're paying him over $30 million a year, you're overpaying. But yeah, absolutely.
And how does Daniel Jones play it?
I mean, but he knows that he's not gonna get that contract anywhere.
Are you sure?
You don't know.
Look, Daniel Jones is a bona fide free agent.
Yep.
They could franchise him.
Yeah.
But then you definitely paying him $45, $50 million.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
So Daniel Jones kind of has the power. If Daniel Jones thinks he's a $35 million quarterback, look, it could get ugly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
Well,
he got leverage.
Well, like
he's got leverage.
Yeah.
It could get ugly.
Well, like that's a good thing. You said in previous episodes, Jerron, that you want them to spend all that ridiculous money.
Because I saw this coming.
Yeah.
Please give him all he wants because this is going to happen more than just this time.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if both players don't get signed by the Giants. But I know one of them's got to go. If it was me, if I'm the GM, like running backs come and go.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in paying high tag price on a running back. But you could just draft one, or you could just get a free agent one, and just play year by year.
Especially when this was his only healthy season in the last 3 seasons.
3 years,
So
but we'll see about that, and we're gonna keep our eyes and ears and look out where Barkley is going to end up, and it's going to be very interesting. I wonder what kind of contract he will get, and I wonder how much he's going to get. So we got to see about that. But besides that, gentlemen, do we got anything else with the Eagles and Giants? That's it. All right. Well, let me ask you this before we move on. The coach from the Giants, how do y'all feel he did this year with that team?
The team overachieved.
Mm-hmm.
He was good.
Yeah,
he
was
did
good.
a great job, and that's why. And back with the Giants, there's probably going to be a reason they give him a contract. He's probably going to go to the owner and say, "Hey, I think I can make this Daniel Jones thing work." Or he may go to the owner and say, "I don't think I can really make this Daniel Jones thing work." That's going to be a huge cog in the wheel. Whatever Daboll feels, if he can make Daniel Jones work, he's a coach now.
So what do you think?
I think he can do something with it. They ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna be Super Bowl contenders with him, but he makes the playoffs every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about you, Jerome? Like how much credit do you give the coach from the Giants, man.
I give the he gets all the credit for the season.
Yeah.
My thing going forward is when you look at this offense construction, they did a whole bunch of sideways, short throws.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really push the ball downfield. Like, do you remember a highlight of a 80-yard, 70-yard, 60-yard? They're few in between. So
they don't have a top receiver,
right? So he schemed up for the team around Daniel Jones, which is good. I give him all that. But unless they get a top receiver, this is the ceiling they got. Even because he coached his ass off this year, and they got shaky towards the end of the season. They started out winning a whole bunch of 1-point games.
Yeah.
And you can't live like that. So it depends on the GM. Yeah. The GM is gonna make this coach. Because this is he coached his ass off, and this is as good as they got. But what parts are you gonna give him now? You gonna give him, and then Wink Martindale, head coach.
Yeah.
Consideration.
Yep.
Yeah.
His defense played all right, but we'll see. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah. Yeah, man, absolutely. I think he turned his team around. Compare how the Giants looked last season. Absolutely. And to this day, I still give credit to the NFC East pulling off. Man, you had 3 teams playing in the divisional rounds from that one division itself. That's an accomplishment itself right there, and it lets you know that division is gonna be competitive moving on forward, man. Yep. Absolutely. All right. That being said, gentlemen. Are y'all ready to move on to the next game right here?
Yeah, let's do it.
But before I do that, I'm going to take a little sip of this delicious coffee right here.
Yeah, appreciate that, Steven.
Steven Bucks over there. Yeah, man, making some good coffee.
Kudos.
All right, moving on. We got the Bengals at the Bills. Final score, 27-10. Bengals came into Buffalo, beat them at their own game right here. Let's go to some team stats, go some game leaders. Burrow, he threw for 36, completed 23 for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day. Todd Rusher was mixing with 20 carries, 105 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day. Top receiver was Chase with 5 catches, 61 yards, and 1 touchdown. Moving on to the Bills side of the ball. Allen, he threw for 42, completed 25 for 265 yards and 1 interception. Top rusher as well was Allen, with 8 carries, 26 yards, and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Knox with 5 catches for 65 yards. Team stats real quick. Total yardage. The Bengals had 412, while the Buffalo had 325. Turnovers. Cincinnati had 0. Buffalo had 1. Time possession. Cincinnati with 33 minutes. And for Buffalo, 26. That being said, the Bengals came into Buffalo, destroyed these boys right here like there was no tomorrow. 27-10. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, man, Buffalo. People say they have home field advantage. They don't have no home field advantage. Like we said it all year, you know. People can go there and win. For one reason, they don't have a running game.
Yep.
They do not have a run, and this cannot be.
And you said that from the beginning.
The quarterback can't be your leading rusher and your leading passer every week. It's just not going to work. But the Bengals came in there. They from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
they put it on them, man, and they really, really scared. Joe Burrow. He right now he's the best in the league at the way he's playing, the level he's playing on with that team, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are going to be a very, very tough out.
Yeah, and
I don't see nobody beating them, man. I really don't see nobody beat. It's going to be really tough to beat Joe and Chase and those guys. And especially if Mix can keep doing that, just 2400. That changes the whole game. That brings in the play action, and everybody's available at that point.
Yeah.
So, but 10 points for you, Buffalo. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It ain't like you were playing against the best defense in the league. But you want to carry that title as far as Josh Allen being one of the top dudes out there. But he didn't show up yesterday. He did not. And at some point, we're going to have to talk about that. Yeah, it's time for his money to kick in. It's fifth year.
Oh yeah.
So and he's in, like I say, he's in the AFC. He's going to have some tough guys ahead of him. So Not the more on that. Bengals got him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Look, so get this, man. Buffalo rushing. How many yards y'all think they got in total?
I don't know. You said if he's the leading rusher, quarterback with the lead, I wouldn't think they had 100 probably.
Man, they only had 63, man.
See, that's the problem.
Bro, 63. And you know, the Bengals came in here, bro. I mean, it snows in Ohio as well, but I'm pretty sure this is snow as bad as Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Even though, besides that, man, Cincinnati came in here, man, just dominated the Buffaloes from the get-go. And Buffalo, they were just playing from behind, trying to catch up and they're making mistakes right here. Hey, man, like, Josh Allen didn't throw for no touchdowns, man. He threw interceptions, man.
Yeah.
Unacceptable right there, man. And you know, it just amazes me that when Joe Burrow first came out, I wasn't a Burrow fan until last year when they made that run in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's when I became a Burrow believer, you know. What he does, man, like, Burrow's the truth, man.
Yes.
Man, that dude has a calm presence in the pocket. Mm-hmm. No, nothing really rattles him, you know. Even though still his offensive line is crap, he still plays a calm presence, man. Just nothing poisons that dude right there, man. But to win and like shut haters up, like I was once myself.
Yep.
But yeah, man, absolutely. Jerome, man, what are your thoughts on this game, my boy?
First off, for Josh Allen, we're gonna hear a lot of Dak slander coming up, but Josh Allen in the same boat. I would love to hear something about Josh Allen going forward. Just give me. I want to hear something because you at home. Yeah. That's 10 points.
Yeah,
10 points at home. Is the Bills aren't a team that should be in Buffalo.
Right.
The Bills are built like they should play in Arizona. Yeah. If you look at it, Dawson Knox, he's not a road grading tight end. He's a receiving threat. Stephon Diggs, you got Cole Beasley. And your running game is Devin Singletary, James Cook, and Josh Allen. Yeah. They need to move this team to a sunny.
Come to Houston.
Yeah, come to Houston because
the Houston Bills.
Because there's no way if I'm Buffalo and I want postseason success, I build my team to play like Greatest Show on Turf, chuck it around. They need a run game to do anything or this is the best it's going to get. They may get to an AFC Championship game, but other teams are built better than they are right now. And defensively, the loss of Von Miller speaks volumes because it's not the same defense. They barely got they got one sack on one sack on Burrow.
With a makeshift
high school offensive line, and they got one sack. I'm trying to look at the pressures they got, but
on who? Buffalo?
Yeah, how many pressures they end up getting? But
so QB hits, they got 3, and sacks they only had 1, and tackle for loss they had 2, and then the TOT they had what's tackle for loss? No, what's TOT?
Turnovers.
No, TOT. No, they ain't not total.
The total turnover, the what?
I thought it was total
turnover.
Well,
anyways, solo hits, 51.
Okay, but all right, so I picked the Bills because of the advantage they should have had against the offensive line of the Bengals. But you got to give some credit to Zach Taylor. They came in ready. It's like, to me, the coaching, it wasn't even. The Bengals coaching staff came in with pretty much the precise calls. They knew how to play Josh Allen. They knew how to limit Diggs. You saw how frustrated they had Diggs on the sideline.
That's another thing I want to talk about.
Diggs looked like he wanted to slap. Like There's a time where Josh Allen was sitting on the bench and Diggs just stood in front of him like, what are you doing?
Yep.
But I got to give some credit to the Bengals. They won 12 games this season. I really don't think they're all that great of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Joe Burrow and Chase, I think everything else around them is kind of pedestrian, but they playing their ass off, and Joe Burrow is lifting that team. He is the reason why they are where they are, and it kind of shows that Josh Allen ain't on that same level.
Yep. Yeah. And you mentioned the AFC. Buffalo won't be back in the AFC Championship. If they don't do something, they will not get back. Because I'm telling you, these teams, like Bengals ain't going nowhere. Chiefs ain't going nowhere. If the damn Chargers figure out what they're going to do with their head coach, they're going to be in the mix. Trevor Lawrence is covered up. It's going to be some problems if Buffalo don't make some big changes. It's going to be just a regular team because guess what? It's time to pay Josh Allen. Your window's just about closed.
Oh, yeah.
And Diggs going to be coming up for some more money here real soon. So you got to figure some stuff out.
I usually don't like when they take running backs in the first round. But Bijan Robinson.
I'm telling you.
That's what it needs to be.
So it's so this is crazy. So get this. All right, so in receiving, in total, Cincinnati had 242, while Buffalo had 268. 265. But and then rushing, Cincinnati had 172, and Buffalo had 63, man. And passing, man. What's his name? Allen. He threw for 42, only completed 25, man.
They had his number. Like they set up their defense in the perfect spot to kind of limit the passes he did complete. They were off of secondary actions. Like he had to step up in the pocket, or he had to scramble out of the pocket. It's like they knew their game plan, and this is it was really a dominant performance by the Bengals in Buffalo.
In Buffalo,
in the snow.
In the snow. And so I think because by the first half, the score was 17-7, man. By then, Buffalo was just playing catch up, trying to figure out what to do, man. And the frustrations came out as well. Diggs, like Jerron said, he in the sidelines, he would go up to Allen, throw his hands up, like, what's going on? What you gonna do? And when the game was over, Diggs went inside that locker room, grabbed all his stuff, and just took off. And it took a running back. What was that running back guy? That third stringer. Used to play for the Texans, man.
I forget what his name is.
I forgot his name. Well, anyways, he had to go chase for Diggs to come back, and Diggs came back for like maybe a couple of minutes, and he left
just for them to talk to the team. Because he pretty much bounced. So talk to the team, and he's not talking to reporters. Get me out of here.
So it lets you. It brings up the question. Like, is Diggs going to request a trade? Is he going to stick it out with Allen? Because, hey, man, like, Diggs' time is kind of ticking because this is Diggs, 8th year?
He's probably about there.
Yeah.
He's up there.
8th or going into this 8th? Or
something like that.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Like, I can see where the frustration is coming out of, but Diggs only having 35 yards. That's unacceptable. And your top receiver was Knox with 65 yards. I don't know, man. Besides that, man, y'all boys got anything else more from the Bengals on the Bills?
I think that's it, man.
How do you feel about the all-white jerseys?
I was about to say, they look clean, bro. That game, that snow with that right there, it makes you actually wonder if that was a real Tigers playing in the field out there, man, hunting for some buffalo.
I don't know who came up with the idea for that, but maybe they just knew. Cause that looked clean as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
It did.
With all the snow coming around them, when they scored, it was Snow Angel time, and to celebrate. That looked like, if I was the home team, I I would try to keep them out of that all white.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was Buffalo, I would have went all white. Instead, they went all blue.
Yeah. You know what, man? Like, I would have wished that they would have wear the red helmets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like make it pop, man. You know, like the Bengals did. The Bengals even came to your stadium and they look better than
they
you
look
did.
they look better.
Like in uniform wise, they even look better
in every facet. Uniform, coaching, offense, defense. They look better than the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills. So
I guess when you look good, you feel good, you play good.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the Bills' future. All right, now with that division, the Jets are coming up. You know they're gonna get a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, we don't know what they're gonna do with Tua. Poor man. I hope he retires, man. But he's a concussion away from retirement,
and they still play level to the Buffalo Bills without him.
Absolutely. And then you got the Patriots. Patriots always give the Bills a tough time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But how confident do y'all see the Bills in this division moving on?
They'll stay abreast in the actual division.
Yeah.
Because like you don't know what's going to happen in Miami.
Yeah.
Jets got to get the right person. They only a quarterback away, but they got to make sure it's the right one.
Right.
You know, and if it's a Rodgers, the sustainability, he may be good, probably maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Then you guess what? You back at quarterback again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in New England, they always gonna be just look
Right there
little
in the middle.
brother, just poking on you all the time. They'll be there. They ain't going nowhere either.
Yeah.
You know, but they got some work to do.
Yeah.
First, they got to pay Josh Allen, and then they got to work on
A running back.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge for them.
And then
Take some of that off of Josh Allen.
And then they need to calm down Diggs because man, you could tell that dude is like from one more bad game away from one requesting a trade.
Yeah.
What about you, Jerron? So how do you feel about this future of the Bills, man? Because starting off the season, man, the Bills came out hot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, this is the Bills' year, man. Like the Bills gonna go to the championship game, at least to the AFC championship game.
Yeah.
And these guys, they didn't show up for this game right here, man. Like this was the game that we were wanted to watch on that one Monday night game, and you know, till tragic happened, you know. But you know, I don't know, man, because the same thing with that Monday night game. The Bengals looked like they want to roll.
They started off the same way.
Started off the same way.
Yep.
It's like they were like, "Oh, we're gonna hit resume
Yep.
and finish where we were
exactly
going to start
they did.
that game."
Yep.
Jerome, what are your thoughts, homie?
And so going forward, they have, of course, I think they're going to be a 11, 12, 13 win team going forward. They're going to dominate the division. But I don't think they have the championship makeup quite right now. They need to add another receiving threat. Cole Beasley was counted on way too much towards the end of the season, and he
just came in.
They signed him off the street. Look out for Odell, maybe to come back, come over there. In a running game, if I'm the Bills, what can I get Saquon for? So I'll bring in Saquon, I'll bring in Odell, and let's try to maximize this offense. At least give me a better run game than just Josh Allen. He can't keep doing this.
Right.
I don't like. Cam Newton slowed down.
That's right.
Like
It's gonna happen.
he needs, if he gets one
Good hit.
one good hit that leads to an injury, that could change everything. He won't look the same.
No.
But they're gonna keep winning that division.
If what happens to Mahomes happened to him,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he gonna be in trouble too.
Yep.
and they don't have the infrastructure around.
That's right.
Because it's all on Josh Allen's. They don't have a Kelsey to fall back. They don't have an Andy Reid to scheme up all these crazy formations and plays. But the Bills coaching staff, y'all They need to look at that 90s Bills team.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go back and
Thurman Thomas and them guys.
develop a damn running game.
Yep.
Please. You're in Buffalo. It snows out there.
Yep.
You can't just chunk the ball around in Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, gentlemen, you got anything more else with the Bills and Bengals game?
I think that's it, man.
That's it, Jerome?
No, I'm good.
All right, man, let's move on to the next game. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. Final score 12-19. One thing I will say about this game, it was a defensive game, man.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's go on to some game leaders. Let's start with the Cowboys side of the ball. Prescott, he threw for 37, completed 23, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Top rusher was Elliott with 10 carries for 26 yards. Top receiver was CD Lamb with 10 catches, 117. Not bad. Now to the 49ers side of the ball. Purdy, he threw for 29, completed 19 for 214 yards. Top rusher was Mitchell with 14 carries for 51 yards. Top receiver was Kittle with 5 catches, 95 yards. Team stats real quick. Cowboys, total yardage, 282. Well, San Francisco had 312 turnovers. Dallas had 2. San Francisco had 1. Time of possession, Cowboys had 27 minutes, and the 49ers had 32. That being said, once again, Cowboys with the loss right here. 12-19, 49ers come up, move up to the next round, play the Eagles, DC. What are your thoughts on this game, homie?
You can have it, Jerron.
Jerome?
You can have it.
Well, I was going to wait for you, bro.
You can have it.
Get your thoughts in first, but go ahead, man.
I'm not surprised at the result. I'm surprised at how the result came to be. If the Cowboys controlled the running game, their defense played a good enough game to advance. I don't have a problem with the defense. They had a couple penalties that hurt them, but they're just playing rough. If they're playing tough, it's the playoffs. You throwing it all out there, stuff is going to happen. Christian McCaffrey, 10 carries, 35 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. Christian McCaffrey had 3.7 yards a catch. Like, they did everything they needed. Debo, 45 yards receiving, 11 yards rushing. They controlled their weapons. Kittle had 95. He just, you can't take away everybody.
Right.
Is basically how they go. On the offense, that's the problem. I kind of think Dallas lost this game before the season even started. They just, you can't. Dak isn't the quarterback to lift up everybody. Dak is the quarterback to give it to usher the ball to your playmakers. There is no problem between Dak and CD today. The 2nd and 2, for some reason they're throwing on 2nd and 2 with 1:25 before the half. Mm-hmm. But that was a target to CD. Dak just read it wrong. He missed the robber on the underneath. But you see how CD, 10 receptions, 117 yards. Yep. Noah Brown, 2 targets, 2 receptions. That's disgusting. Mm-hmm. Michael Gallup, 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. He's your number 2 receiving option as a receiver. When they took away a weapon for Dak, I think it shows why the interceptions went up. The throwing lanes were condensed. You don't have speed on the outside. So basically, man, I'm everywhere, but Dak isn't the guy to be like a Rodgers. Yeah. He's not like a Mahomes. You're going to have to put a stacked team around him, and you're going to have to put stacked coaching around him. So the Cowboys are in kind of like they're in championship hell because they're a good team to win double digits every year. Mm-hmm. They're not a good enough team to get to the chip. In my opinion, you have to have a overwhelming team build like the 49ers to get to the championship game, or you have to have a quarterback who drags you to the championship games like the Bengals. Mm-hmm. Like Burrow is an elite quarterback. And you see all the stuff they have around Purdy to get him to where he is right now. Purdy played a eye game with it.
It wasn't even that great.
It was he did what he had to do. He made some better throws in the second half, but it just shows you the team around him, monsters. Yeah. And Dallas doesn't have the greatest team around Dak, and Dak isn't good enough to get you over the hill by himself. Yeah. But it's disappointing in how the offense ran. It's just that the game was there. The defense set you up. There's too many times where you had the ball in advantageous position to move the ball, and you just couldn't get it done. 206 yards, 5.6 yards an attempt. Just not good enough quarterback play. And then we've been talking about the whole day. 22 total rushes. Yeah. In a close game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Pollard went out, but damn it, come on. Yeah. Come on with something. Get Dak should have had 9 to 10 carries instead of 4.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yep.
Well, Jerron, I'm here for you, bro.
No, it's okay. Like I said, I knew the outcome of the game. Yeah. It's just I didn't know how the game was gonna go.
But to put some positive on this, man, the defense showed up, man.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. The defense did their part, man. Like defense hold the 49ers to number field goals until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They said, hey, man, defense showed up their part. Like Jerron said, it's the offense. The offense could have done a lot more better. That couldn't throw more to other wide receivers. Noah Brown. I mean, come on. But you had Gallup right there. And then I feel like the game kind of had a change of pace once, like Jerron mentioned, that when old boy got hurt, Pollard, Tony Pollard got hurt. Yep. Because that's right there your balance of that team, man, with the two-headed running backs right there. I think Pollard just brings that punch into that offense, really. Mm-hmm. But when he went down, he's going to need surgery for that. Yep. Mm-hmm. So that right there is going to affect him next year.
He's a free agent.
For whatever team signs him now. But yeah, Pollard's he's going to be out. Maybe not even make the training camp. Maybe
it's about a 3-month recovery.
Yeah. He should be good to go for training camp.
Yeah. But DC, man, go ahead and let us know what your thoughts on this game, man.
Like you say, the defense played their asses off, man. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I think Brock Purdy looked nervous.
Yeah,
they were getting to it, man. Mm-hmm. He had some happy feet there a few times. Cowboys, you got to find somebody on the other side of Lamb.
Yeah,
it's a must. Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
somebody who you got to put somebody. Because hey, Lamb did his thing yesterday, but Dak needed somebody else he can go to.
Yeah,
and Gallup he shouldn't even put a uniform on for the number he put up. He could have done that in t-shirt and shorts on the sideline. And like you were saying about Dak. Dak is a quarterback you can win with, but you won't win because of.
Right.
That's two different groups of quarterbacks. Right. Like you said, the Burrow, you win because of Burrow. Mm-hmm. You win because of Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And if 49ers win, they going to win because of Purdy. They're going to win with Purdy.
Yep. Right.
Because everything around him is set up for him to succeed with doing very minimum. And I was watching this game at Shanahan, man, that dude is good. When he really needed a first down, and I'm watching them offensive formations, man, I was watching these shifts. Mm-hmm. I started watching McCaffrey, Debo shift, Kittle shift. every time he did that, when like multiple guys were shifting, it first down.
Yeah.
He didn't do it the whole game, but when he really, really needed on the third down or something like that, he did it, man. And they came through. And that one catch that Kittle made, that was game changing, man. That was huge, man. The bobble when he caught down the middle, that whole drive, that was game. And then he got the pass interference right after that down there on the goal line. Yeah. That was game changing, though.
Yeah, that was game right there.
Big time. So, but the way they made Purdy nervous yesterday, it got me worried about him for the next game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel it can get to you with 4. You know, it's going to be a whole different story come up next week. But the Cowboys had them. You know, you can't take nothing from that defense, man. You got you got to clap for them boys. Yeah. They did what they were supposed to do.
Their defensive coordinator planned well for this game here, man.
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
I feel like the 49ers had good plays going their way, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So the Cowboys, total sacks of this, they had 2 total sacks. They had 4 QB hits, and solo hits, they had 43 in total. Yep. I mean, but same thing with the 49ers defense. Solo, they had 40. Sacks only had 1. Tackle for loss, they had 3. QB hits, they had 4. So the defense was right there, man. Yeah. But I really feel like the Cowboys defense put more pressure on the 49ers. Especially when Purdy got shaken up. He got some good hits on him, man. But only if the offense of the Cowboys just would have done a little bit more. Like I said, once Pollard went out, I feel like the offense kind of got ruffled. But yeah, man. But
so
it was close, man. It was a close game, man.
One side of the ball, the game plan was great. The defensive side, it was a great game plan. They took away everybody but Kittle, and Kittle made a ridiculous catch. He just made a play.
He did.
Diggs was there for. They could have had multiple interceptions that they just didn't come away. That's my only criticism that they had. Purdy's been asking to get picked off. Those were your chances right there. So going forward with the Cowboys, after this game, I'm kind of you got to keep Dan Quinn. No matter what, you got to keep Dan Quinn, and if that means moving on from, you might have to move on from McCarthy.
I can't believe you didn't think about that. If I had a choice, it's like, man, like, why would I lose my defensive coordinator? That's proven that he can change my.
Well, it might come down there here in the next week or so.
So they asked Jerry Jones last night, hey, did this loss affect the head coach? And he said, absolutely not. But then again, who knows, man?
That was after the game.
But so I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones was thinking about it between him and his sons. Maybe as soon as they landed, they had a change of heart. It's like the San Francisco thoughts ain't in right now. Right now, I'm landing in Dallas. I think it's time for a change.
So Dan Quinn says, hey, I got a head coach offer, man.
He's going to get one.
I don't want to leave, but I got a head coach offer. It's either I get a head coach offer here or I get a head coach offer in Denver. Pick one. That puts pressure on Jerry Jones because McCarthy. What does McCarthy do?
He's the Dak Prescott of coaches. He's the Dak Prescott of coaches. You know, seriously.
What McCarthy doesn't call a play. He doesn't control the clock well. He allows Kellen to do whatever the hell Kellen wants. Obviously, that last play call. Go out like that that's what hurts.
Poor Zeke, man. That boy got dominated like that.
He got manhandled. It looked like
they picked that dude up and smashed him to the floor.
But obviously, Kellen Moore is just doing whatever the hell he wants. You got short yardage, and he's going empty for some damn reason. He wants to. Kellen Moore came out and said he wants to throw more than he runs, and he's not the one.
Yeah.
Kellen is the Dak Prescott of offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get you over the hill, but he's gonna get you to be able to a top 5 offense.
Yeah.
But that ain't always important in the playoffs. You need to have timely calls.
Yes.
And I don't think he performed timely in this game. Tampa Bay, we could say, hey, him and Dak in fuego. They caught a wave and they rode it. But when times get tough, what are your play calls?
Yeah.
And obviously, his game plan wasn't good enough. They ran too many curls and comebacks. They run that shit too many times, and they don't have the speed to say, I'm gonna go vertical. You better get high. Yeah. And then I can curl back because Tyreek Hill. There's no way there's going to pass breakup on a curl against Tyreek Hill. But with Michael Gallup, the first interception, that was on Michael Gallup.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's going to say Dak Prescott, but he got no separation, and he stopped his route. He was supposed to come back to the ball. The corner came back to the ball better than he did.
Yeah.
So he was useless out there.
Was that the one in the red zone? Was that the first one when they was about to score?
Yeah.
Was that the second one?
Yeah.
Okay, first one. Okay,
first one.
Yeah, that was the first one. The second one came off of the CD.
The DB played that play better than the actual wide receiver.
Yes, but so there's got to be changes because there's too much below elite play.
So you're saying fire the head coach, offensive coordinator, promote your defensive coordinator to head coach. Head coach hires a new offensive coordinator?
Yes. It's got to be a shakeup somewhere to get over the hump because they're a divisional round team. This is a divisional round team. Going forward, I don't see anything different that they can do. They get more talent around Dak, but when the talent comes, maybe the scheme needs to change.
Right.
Defensively, they played elite, but yeah, I don't see. I see divisional round everybody.
Yeah.
McCarthy, divisional round coach. Kellen, divisional round play caller. Dak, divisional round level quarterback. It's just something's got to change.
Yes,
something's got to change. The shakeup I would make is Dan Quinn bring in a complimentary play caller.
Like from what team, for like what type of offense?
I love the 49ers offense. That's my favorite offense in the league.
And it's quarterback proof of that system.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, you got a third stringer. He's taking care of business, you know. And look, even worked over here in Houston when we had Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was for a year. He was the passing leader.
They had the best offense in the league.
Yeah, I mean, like it works. I mean, like if it worked for Matt Schaub and Prairie right now, I mean, imagine what Dak. You know, like I'm not saying Dak is in that level, right, but he's above them for sure. Right. And look, it went work for Garoppolo and took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You put Garoppolo in a Cowboys offense, he's gonna look like trash. Yeah. So it shows that Dak can do it, but you put Dak in too much of a
throwing situation.
Drew Brees, Tom Brady level to where he has to come out and he's got to look at the field.
Right.
And one misread on his part is a problem.
Yeah.
Because that one misread turns into a pick. Because you don't have the receivers to get separation.
Yeah.
All his picks, besides the ones that, of course, they clanked off of receivers' hands, they just been total misread.
Yep. Yeah. Total.
Yeah. And there was a reason why he was tied with the most interceptions with Davis Mills, man.
Give me a quarterback proof offense any day.
Yeah,
Right. There's no doubt about that.
So Jerron, so let me ask you this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the Cowboys don't move on and to keep the coaching staff as is, but
Mhm.
you lose your defensive coordinator. How confident will you feel next season with this team?
I would still feel confident. They'll win above 10 games,
But
because they would hire in house.
okay,
So, Brandon Edwards, they would get the defensive coach. He might step up. I think they could replicate Dan Quinn probably 80%. But they still don't have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. They got a lot of work to do, and it's basically it'll be almost as good.
yeah,
Not they're gonna be good enough to get 10 plus, but I just don't see a way they get over the hump.
yeah, right. Yeah. DC,
You know, if Quinn does leave, but the whole thing is the in-game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
While the game is making the adjustments on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you before, Fredo, the fans, the game we watch on TV ain't the same game them coordinators watching. You know, they watching, I'm talking about just the placement of a lineman's foot in certain situations, man. It's like chess within our checkers. They see the game totally different. And they have to have that because you want any little thing that they give you, you want to take advantage of it. Yeah. And that's what I'd be worried about at the in-game stuff. Of course, you go in with a game plan. Everybody goes with a game plan. Yeah. But sometimes once that game gets going, you have to make an adjustment. That goes for offense and defense. And if you can't do that, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely. Gentlemen, do we have any more with the Cowboys and 49ers game right here, man?
One thing about this weekend, there was, let me see, 7 turnovers. Only one on the winning team. Purdy was the only winning team that had a turnover. All those teams that won had no turnovers. All of them. The Bengals, no turnovers. Yeah. Philly, no turnovers. You know.
Well, that turnover wasn't even by Purdy. It was a fumble.
McLeod.
Yeah, McLeod. Yeah.
They
So that wasn't even on
McLeod.
Purdy.
Yep.
Go ahead, John.
That's a real good point.
Yeah.
Take care of the ball.
Yep.
Get you an offense that takes care of the ball that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta take care of that ball, man. And the Cowboys.
Hey, this year, I'm going all in.
On what?
The draft. They got to get up there and get that TCU receiver.
Johnson?
If they don't bring in a veteran receiver,
I'll tell you what team's gonna pick him up. His Titans gonna pick him up.
He might if he's there at 11. It just depends how the draft falls. If he's there at 11,
he won't be there because the Cowboys gonna jump before them and take him
I'll
because
be surprised.
They need some help. Look, the 49ers got 19 points, and look how many weapons they have that you have to look at.
Contributed. Everybody contributes, man.
Cowboys have
you
two.
You know what? Hey, I hope y'all do get him because I don't want that dude in my division, bro.
Look.
I mean, I really don't because they got y'all got the 11th pick, right?
Yep.
We have the 12th. I hope we get them, but I know if they're there, the Titans gonna take them.
Wait to see what Chicago gonna do. Chicago gonna be the wild card in the whole draft.
Yeah. I think y'all get Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. You think so?
Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State. I think he's pretty good too.
All right, guys, I got some breaking news right here, man. Y'all ready for some breaking news?
What we got?
The Broncos have scheduled a second interview with former Saints head coach Sean Payne.
Second interview.
Yep. So right here they're saying that Payne is reportedly seeking for a 4-year contract,
$100 million,
anywhere worth $20 to $25 million per year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
With new ownership already in talks. So we'll see. It says also saying that the Saints GM has want a mid-level or late first round pick for him for his rights for the trade. So the Broncos have that trade from who is it, Chubb?
Dolphins, yeah.
Yeah, from Dolphins. So that's
which they said it's going to turn out to be whatever the 49ers pick. 49ers may go to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So it might be the last.
It might be either 30, 29.
Yeah.
We'll find out next week.
Unless the Saints just desperate, I wouldn't do it.
No.
Not for that. It's going to be a 15 up earlier. I'm not doing that.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have to. You still got him for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
What makes them think that this is going to work with Sean Payton?
Yeah.
I don't see a Broncos Sean Payton led team being they're going to be better than Hackett led, but do they beat the 49ers? Or not the 49ers, but the Chiefs? Are they better than the Chiefs? Are they on the same level as the Chiefs? We saw how so they would be paying $100 million for him to be the Russell Wilson whisperer. That's all they're paying. He's going to be the Russell Wilson quarterback coach. I don't see it. It's just does it seem like a fit to you?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the name.
Yeah.
But you know what he can do offensively, but I just didn't think that would be the job that he'd be going to.
Well, even offensive in the Saints the last couple of years, it kind of seemed patchwork. It kind of seemed like they threw in a Taysom Hill to get some dirty work.
Yeah. They
haven't been. He wasn't using Kamara like he was in the past.
Yep.
I just don't see with the weapons they currently have. It don't fit to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit.
The thing with them is they didn't want to come to the realization that Breeze was done. The last couple of years, Breeze, they didn't want to come to the realization that we need another quarterback.
Yeah.
We're going to ride with Breeze. The last 2 years he was there, they should have been dealing with somebody else. But, it was this loyalty thing.
Yeah.
They'd been together all these years, and Breeze was barely hitting 45-yard passes.
Yeah.
A noodle arm at the end. So that was a big part of it. They just stayed loyal to Breeze. And it cost them.
And also in that final year, they would bring in Breeze and Winston, and Winston would throw them bombs.
Yes.
And then they had Breeze throwing these 20, 15. But, of course, like he was declining within the last 2 years.
Ain't no doubt.
We know that, man. But like DC said, I think it's because it's the name, Sean Payne. How much he turned around that franchise.
He did.
He did.
12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that they want the beginning stages of it, and maybe potentially help them to get to a championship game. That's gonna be tough already with that division when you got the Chiefs and Chargers, and I believe those two teams. Maybe I think even the Raiders even take that third spot as well.
Yeah.
But I even take the Chiefs controlling that division until Mahomes retires or maybe Andy Reid leaves, which I don't see that happening within the next couple of years, man.
But Sean Payton's going to want to draft the players too.
Yeah.
You're giving up.
That's right.
You're giving up everything to this man. He basically is your GM, coach, vice president. You're going to be the Denver Sean Paytons if you give him this contract.
Yeah.
And the team that's screwing it up, that's pissing me off, are the Chargers.
Yeah.
Why are you not going after Sean Payton?
Yeah.
That's the team that needs to that is perfect.
The Chargers have fired everybody except for the damn
before the coach.
Right.
They fired the OC.
Yeah.
What does Sean Payton do? He calls plays. Why the hell you got this bum coach? It's so infuriating because that's the square peg in a square hole. That's the perfect fit for Sean Payton. And you're letting him go to a division rival who's not the perfect fit.
Nope.
You got an Asian quarterback. He's going to go through
taking all that money from the salary cap.
He's going to go through the Drew Brees thing all over again.
Yep.
He's going to have to stick with Russell Wilson. It's you got a young gun.
Yeah, ready. The offense that's ready.
Yeah.
It's ready made. All you got to do is put a little more attitude on that team,
That's
they're a AFC Championship level talented team.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that being said, I'm not surprised that other teams haven't reached out for him. It's just because it's going to cost them a lot to get him.
Yes.
You know, you have to give up so much to get him. To me, I'm still happy that Texans are not trying to pursue him that hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's talks right now that D'Amico Ryan has the number one spot for the Texans head coaching candidate job. And I hope it does, because I don't want to give up so much to give him. Don't get me wrong. I understand the name,
Right.
The coaching abilities he has, but to me, it's not worth giving up so much when we don't have nothing in our team.
Right.
You know, we didn't have a quarterback. You know, but like Jerron said, you go to the Chargers, you still have a quarterback on his rookie contract.
Yeah, that's huge.
You can bring in free agency,
That is huge.
and you already have a house in LA.
Yeah,
you know, and like
Herbert's gonna be good for 12 more years.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Russell Wilson's prime years are in Seattle.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're behind. I understand why Denver paid so much and gave up so much to get him. It was what he was worth back then.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that quarterback that he was 5-6 years ago.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I feel like that defense made him look good.
Ain't no doubt.
And the Super Bowl,
Ain't no
the
doubt.
fact that he went to 2 Super Bowl, won one out of it, it wasn't because of him. He just managed the game. I feel like once again, the defense won that championship. You know, but that was the price they were willing to give up. I think Denver's stuck with him for the next 4 or 5 years, especially with that contract, and the living the fact that Seattle is going to have these awesome picks for the next 2 years, and Seattle is going to benefit from all this. And hey, man, kudos to Seattle because of that, man. Seattle won in that trade, and now Denver, unfortunately, as much as I like that fan base, is stuck with that, man.
Yeah, they stuck with that contract.
So yeah, adding Sean Payton is not going to help. Go to the Chargers, but I still, for the life of me, scratching my head. I don't know why the Chargers consistently want to stick with that head coach.
It's obvious
having that awesome team, and you still want to stick with that bum ass coach.
Yep.
Yeah,
cheap ownership.
Yeah,
cheap ownership.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
And they wonder why they have more visiting teams, and fans attended to their game, and not and they can't fill out their own stadium with their own fans.
That's the only thing I can see. Sean Payton is he does see that they're cheap ownership.
Yep, that's it.
That's the only thing.
Cheap ownership.
He's got.
They leased that stadium where the Rams play.
Yeah.
They don't own that.
No.
He just comes in and lease. We took him out of San Diego to come to LA to lease the stadium.
That's stupid.
Maybe that's the answer. Sean Payton. He's looking at the ownership and he says they're not going to spend.
Nope.
The Denver Broncos are owned by the Walmart,
corporation.
Corporation. They got the dough.
Yeah.
So maybe that is just.
Maybe it's for the money. He's just doing it for the money now because this is not. He knows this is last time he could get a good paycheck before he hangs up his board.
Yeah.
His playbook.
Like you, Fredo, you was talking about D'Amico. So you feel if he comes in, you think he's still going to draft the quarterback first?
Now, okay, it depends. So. Let's say if the Texans keep their GM, the current GM, with the current GM, yes, I feel like they would stick with the game plan, drafting the quarterback in the first round. I do feel safely to say that. But now, let's say D'Amico say, you know what, I want to bring my own guys, my own GM. I can see them going to a different route, you know. But I'm more excited that D'Amico's coming because we know what type of offense he's going to bring. Is that Kyle Shanahan offense? And I wouldn't be surprised neither. Maybe he hit up, what's the name? The former head coach from the Texans.
Kubiak?
Kubiak.
Yeah.
Oh,
And come to be his assistant.
Yeah.
You know, because he's going to need help. You know, because this is going to be his first year. He's going to need like a veteran head coach and presence around there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be an advisor. You know, to D'Amico. He's like, hey man, look man, like this is how you do this. This is how you do that. You know, figure it out. But
maybe at Kubiak's son.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. That's
I think his son is more realistic. Kubiak's up there.
Yeah.
He's had health problems. I think more realistically, they get Kubiak's son to come in and help with the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, also, man, like, I'm also, I love the 49ers defense, man.
Mm-hmm.
They played this whole season awesome, man. They've been number one most of the football season. Even from last year, man. So if anything, they got even better with that, man.
But it's gonna take some while. It's gonna take a while for y'all.
I know, bro. All right, look, all right, I know that.
You watched the game. There were two glaring people on that defense.
I know that we don't have those players.
Fred Warner.
Yeah.
There ain't no Fred Warners
not even close to that.
And then the Bosa.
Yep.
See, that's my point right there.
Yeah.
If he comes in, that may become Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Or the kid from Georgia.
Yeah.
He might want. I want that impact on defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the way he's gonna think probably. That's what I'm thinking. Because if you bring in a quarterback at 1 or 2, you better find a hell of a quarterback coach and an OC to make sure it's right. Because we already seen when you bring in a young quarterback, you have to fit the system perfect around him to make it like they did with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You have to surround him with the right stuff for it to work out. Because you can't just put quarterbacks in any system. We already seen it don't work out. That's why I figure if D'Amico comes, he's gonna say, "Okay, I'll come," but that second pick, I'm taking the guy at Alabama, Will.
Mm-hmm.
And Casario might say, "We ain't doing that." Okay, deal's off. You go get somebody else.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't like D'Amico and Casario together. I just don't.
I heard that D'Amico Ryan has canceled his interviews with the Panthers and which other team was in Atlanta. So he canceled those two.
I think that was more just for the game.
Atlanta wasn't available though, right?
No, it's for the Colts.
Colts.
Colts and Panthers.
Yeah, Colts
I think that was more for the game.
Well, no,
but I think
he interviewed with the Texans before that. Before that Dallas Cowboy game.
But that game,
the
interview
Texans went to San Francisco.
The interview was Saturday night. The Saturday, I think he's gonna reschedule them. I just think the day before the game wasn't the right time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Guys, we got anything else before we make these picks for the championship week?
That's it. That's it, Fredo.
All right, man. All right, guys, moving on. We have the Sunday's game, the championship week. Let's talk about it, guys. All right. We have the first game is going to be on Sunday, 2 o'clock. It's going to be the 49ers at the Eagles. Eagles are favored to win this one by 2.5 points. The weather is going to be in the 37s, clear skies. Looks like a good football weather game right here. DC, who you got in this game, bro?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to stick with the 49ers on this one. It's going to be a game, a real game of chess between D'Amico and that offense of the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
See, because I think Fred Warner, they're going to be able to use him as a spy with Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both is going to have the game of his life. They're going to have to really work to keep this man out the Super Bowl this time. So I'm going to stick with the 49ers. Of course, Philly got a chance. They're good too, but that front four of them against that offensive lineup, San Francisco, Riddick and those guys, man, it's going to be good, but I'm sticking with the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jerron, who you got, homie?
I'm sticking with the 49ers also. They're gonna be stubborn in this game. More stubborn than the Giants were. They're gonna get their running game off this game.
Yeah.
I see that they are definitely. They're not gonna let Hassan Riddick terrorize Brock Purdy. They should have a real good game plan for Hurts. Like you said, Fred Warner is he's gonna be a problem for them.
Yeah.
We'll see how their secondary handles AJ Brown, but I just see the 49ers as one of those unstoppable teams, and the Giants just had a cakewalk. I mean, Eagles just had a cakewalk against the Giants. So we'll see, but I'm going 49ers close game though. 49ers by 5, maybe 4 or 5.
Okay. All right. Y'all boys want some team stats real quick? All right. So, team stats, points allowed per game. All right. The 49ers allow 17, while the Eagles allow 7. Total yardage, the 49ers have given up 377 average, while the Eagles 404. And passing, 49ers 238, while the Eagles 256. Rushing, 138 from the 49ers and 147 from the Eagles. So
is that's all playoff
That's the
numbers?
playoff
That's
number,
playoff numbers.
yeah,
Okay.
these are playoff
I
numbers.
would like to see the yearly.
Probably the top two defensive for the year, probably at least top
Yeah.
5, both of them.
So, all right.
The Eagles can be moved on.
Yeah.
Man, you know what, man? On this one here, gentlemen, I'm gonna take the Eagles, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's safe. The 2.5 points.
Yeah.
They say in neutral field.
Yeah.
49ers a little bit better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I give the 49ers I put them at a 53-54 chance to win.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. If anything, it's gonna be something close with the Cowboys game.
Yeah,
It's
something
gonna,
like that.
it's gonna be something like that. I just think I think the Eagles saw what happened with the Cowboys, and they're gonna take a page from that playbook and just rattle Purdy. And I think if it's gonna take advantage of that, man, and Hurts is a better quarterback than Purdy. I think that plays most of the big factor right there. So that's why I take the Eagles.
When was the last time the Eagles saw this team speed though?
Yeah. Yep.
They haven't seen that team speed. The Cowboy game, they saw it. It was a different quarterback. But before that, Hurts hasn't seen speed like this on the defensive side of the ball in the whole year, maybe.
No, the whole year.
So
There's no sitting back
yeah,
and patting the ball, quarterback draw, easy quarterback draw. The 49ers team speed on their defense will cause problems for Hurts. Is how I see it.
so the only all right. So when you say game speed, like what team would you compare it to? So so the Eagles have played the Lions, the Vikings, Commanders, Jaguars, the Cardinals, Cowboys, Steelers, Texans, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, and Saints.
The only one it's on
Is maybe the Lions.
their defense.
That's
Their defense.
Their defense
That's it. Their
in
defense.
front-
Somebody.
So
Their
in the
defense.
game, the Cowboys team speed is up there, but they know the Cowboys.
Yeah,
They play them twice. They scout them harder than any other team.
yeah.
The Saints team speed was pretty. What was the Saints score?
20-10. The Saints won that
You-
one.
you-
yeah.
You see how low scoring of the Saints have a pretty good. But other than that, it's cupcake team speed. There's no team on their schedule that has had the team speed that a healthy 49ers team has. So the Eagles, I see them scoring 20 points.
Mhm.
Yeah. This right here, this is probably going to be the first time the Eagles have been under pressure all year.
Yep.
This is going to be all the games they play. This is the first time
Yep.
that they will be playing under pressure.
Yeah.
49ers, they playing with house money. They ain't supposed to be here anyway.
Yeah.
With a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
But the Eagles will be under pressure at home, expected to win. And we're going to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
If the pipe going to bust under pressure.
Also picked the Eagles because Hurts is from Houston. I want to show my boy some love, man.
The matchup to watch: Kyle Shanahan versus DC of the Eagles. Gannon.
Yeah, again. Yep.
Yeah, that's the matchup to watch.
So this right here, man, I'm gonna call this the battle of the new head coach of the Texans. So it's gonna be between Gannon and and D'Amico. So we're gonna see about that. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to the next game. We have the Bengals at the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored to win this one, but 1 point. So, and the weather in Kansas City is gonna be in 35 degrees, clear skies. We don't know if there's gonna be in the snow yet or not, but if they are, hopefully the Bengals wear that white uniform again.
Mm-hmm.
But
They got to keep them out of white uniform.
Yeah.
There's no way you can let them do that again.
All right. That being said, DC, who you got, bro?
Oh, give me the Bengals.
Yeah.
I with that high ankle sprain, Mahomes gonna still be able to perform.
Yeah.
But some of the plays that he used to, getting out of the way, like he used to.
He depends a lot on his feet.
Yes. Not necessarily a runner, but just to move around
exactly.
back there, man. Just to give Kelsey time to get open down there. I don't see those plays. I'm taking Bengals by 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm taking about 10.
The Mahomes depends a lot on those quick little snaps, little cuts, I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jerome, who you got, homie?
It's a shame. Wow. What's crazy is I just opened ESPN. They got a 65.2 chance that the Chiefs win.
A 65?
That's the matchup predictor is the 65.2 chance based on ESPN analytics.
Yeah.
But I'm picking the Bengals because I wish Patrick Mahomes was 100% healthy. Because this would be a great rematch of last year. The Bengals just look like a team of destiny right now. Even back to the Ravens, they should have lost their Ravens game. But team of destiny, 98-yard fumble return. They dominate Josh Allen at home. I'm going with the Bengals by 10.
Yeah.
Same here. I'll pick the Bengals as well. If it wasn't for that knee injury that Mahomes got, I would have picked the Chiefs, man. But I'm just worried about that injury he has, and I know that the Bengals going to bring it because they know his weakness right now. He can't escape. Keep him in the pocket, sack him. It's like, hey, man. You might get a pick or two out of that, man. But yeah, and especially if the Bengals can convert points over them the picks, I see them winning, man. Burrow right now, man, he's on fire. The running game's legit. Chase looking good right now. So yeah, man, I got the Bengals, man.
For the Chiefs to win, what has to happen?
Burrow needs to throw 4 interceptions.
Damn, so you got a big victory. You got a big victory for the Bengals.
Now, Trevor Lawrence threw 4 and he won. And I know Burrow better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. You're right.
He probably got to get hurt.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow got to go down, man.
Yeah.
The person who needs to step up is Chris Jones. If Chris Jones wrecks he
got a chance this week.
The offensive line it's got to show sometime, right?
Hey, that's what they said last year, and they made it a Super Bowl.
That's true. Man, that's crazy. Like the offensive line.
If anything, I feel like this Bengals team is better than one from last year.
I think the one from last year is better, but because Chase is playing at a crazy level last year. He's playing well, but he ain't playing like he did last year. T. Higgins ain't playing like he did last year. Chris Jones has to make this an ugly game, and maybe they'll have a chance. But other than that, I just don't see, unless Burrow is torn apart like against Tennessee last year.
Yes.
9 sacks kind of thing. Even then, he still won that game.
Yeah, still won it.
So I don't know. It's too tough.
Yeah.
And you watch out for Bengals. They got your boy DJ Reader, him and Trey Hendrickson.
Yep.
Yeah. They make a lot of noise on that line,
They
too.
do, man.
They do.
They do. Like in the running game, man, they will stop that running game easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like the Bengals right here, man. The Bengals on fire right now. And Burrow said, man, you better send them people in refunds back.
Yep. So they got a little attitude. Last 2 weeks they've been kind of like F y'all been playing with our name kind of thing.
They're feeling itself now.
Yeah. Even with the coin toss celebration with Mixon after this game, Burrow talking trash, get your refunds. I can't wait till next. So they're gonna have something for next week to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
And of course, all these 4 teams, man, they all have young quarterbacks.
Yep.
All of them.
All of them.
Hell, Bengals, that's his 3rd year. I mean, actually, Hurts this is 3rd year too.
Yeah.
You see how organizations do it. Now you see they're doing it the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the time to win. Burrow go ahead and get that Super Bowl this year. Hey, they good.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be good because they know he got to pay him, but they got the Super Bowl before he got paid.
Yep.
And that's the whole thing. That's why the Chargers, they won't get a chance to get their Super Bowl before they pay their quarterback. So they're going to be chasing it because he's going to get the bag.
Yeah.
You know that's coming.
Yeah.
So at that point, you're going to be chasing it, trying to put a team together with a guy who's going to be, the way the market going, hell, $250 million for Burrow, he going to get it, guaranteed.
Man, I'm right here looking at tickets for these games right here. You know how much is nosebleeds at Lincoln Field right now? DC, you want to take a shot at that?
I'm going to say about $450.
That'd be nice.
630.
$650. Nosebleeds.
$650?
Yeah.
That's more than the one last week for the Cowboys. It was like 5 something last week for the Cowboys.
No. This right here is from the website Vivid Seats.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate site, but still, man, $650, bro.
That's a lot.
For nosebleeds, man. Nah, man, I'm gonna park my ass in my
I know
couch.
that's right. I know that's right, Fredo.
Kansas City's tickets are pretty much affordable, man. Their nosebleeds going for $316. That's at least decent. Yeah. But yeah, Philly prices are crazy right now, man. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, gentlemen. Besides that, man, y'all boys got anything else to talk about? Coaching hirings, or anything like that?
No, it's gonna be I think this may be one of the most exciting off seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Coming up. There's gonna be a lot of big name movement.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of big names attached to other teams because we got the quarterback movement.
Yep.
We even got Rodgers not knowing what he wants to do. We got Brady not knowing what to do. We got Carr having to move.
Yeah.
Trey Lance. There's a bunch of names that Hopkins. So as a team improvement season comes around, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
To see where these teams go. But the last 4 teams should be good games.
Yeah.
These should be perfect. These are really good matchups between everybody. They've got bullies. The NFC side is bullies.
Yeah.
AFC side is kind of the smoother finesse teams. So, man, I'm excited.
Because right here, man, from the AFC, you got the number 1 playing the number 3.
Yeah.
And then in the NFC, you got the number 1 playing the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the top dogs from each of the divisions, man.
doubt.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why they're here, man. Like all season, they've been taking care of business.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see which team's gonna come up.
Should be good.
There's no underdog on this championship week, man. All these teams are equally matched, man.
I just wish Mahomes was 100%.
Yeah.
And we'll really have fireworks in that game. But, man, how about Mahomes against them? Last year, he wasn't hobbled and he still caught an L.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Mahomes is in crutches right now, bro. Because him and Pollard,
no doubt he's in crutch. You can't walk today. No,
him and Pollard had a similar injury.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Pollard's actually broke.
Pollard broke it.
Same injury.
Yeah, but a high ankle sprain is almost a break. That's
right.
all that is. Is a little more pressure, it would have been broken.
Yeah.
Hey man, if I was a defense, I would aim for his ankles.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit him in his chest, make him get up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're same thing. If you're a step or two away, always get him on the ground. Get him on the ground. Make him get up off that ankle every time. Yeah. It is what it is.
But Haney looked like he just came in there and like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, it was different though. Yeah. With Henny, it was a lot of.
It was more running.
More running, and there were a lot of curl routes. Yeah. They ran curl routes right in front of him 5 times in a row. And curls to the outside. With Mahomes, over routes, then you got options. It's just more options with Mahomes, but maybe Andy Reid is just that bad of a man to where he gets Henny to.
You have to call a hell of a game this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell of a game.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. Y'all boys got anything else looking forward to championship week?
No, not really.
I
Just
think that's it, Fredo.
I'm glad both games are on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Saturday, Sunday. I got stuff
And
to
sometimes
do.
Monday.
Yeah, I got stuff to do, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I actually like it, man. The fact that you see football throughout the whole weekend,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like sitting on my couch and making some picks. Yeah, I like that. Other than that, gentlemen,
I think that's it.
that's it. All right.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to Fredo's Football Talk. Like I always said, if you haven't, please like, share, follow us. We're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Go ahead and leave us a comment on YouTube. Tell your friends to follow us. Tell everybody that you know of and that loves football. We're nothing but football heads right here, just chopping it up. But besides that, man, gentlemen, it was a pleasure for y'all to come in, like always. Steven, thank you for everything you do behind the scenes. But please join us next week on Monday. We'll be here. Until next one, see you on the next one.
Later.
Peace. For their offensive coordinator job next week.